Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are doing a very special show tonight, and I'm very excited that you're here and joining us today. Today, we have joining me Pierrette from As We Heal Each Other. We have Ron from Unconditional Love. We have Akila from Akila B24. And I am your host, the Joyful Mystic, Kate. So thank you for being here with us today. And I should explain that this particular experience I have never done before. So I'm really trusting that Spirit has led this conversation, has led the sparks of insight and the realization of connectivity that we can all have and share together. And I'm really leaning into trusting Spirit. And that's always the best show because then I'm out of the picture and I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to do it anymore. Don't have to come up with scripts or don't have to come up with, funny jokes or dialogues or anything else like that. So I do really want to welcome you and say thank you for being here. We may or may not be popping in on the chat or it's really as we feel drawn to it. I do want to say hi to Cat Mama Meow Do Drew Drop In. And I want to say hi to Corinne and Teresa. Thank you for being here. You guys are our early birds. So as more people join, I don't know that we'll be saying hey, but know that we appreciate that you are here with us today. So I wanted to explain that I woke up with the message of tell them we're not gone. Tell them we can help heal them. Tell them we want them to be happy and for their hearts to be full and for them to love again and more fiercely. And so in sitting in that energy and sitting in that message, I was like, okay, how does that happen? How do we do that? And it was explained that in the same place that we go when we meditate or pray or become quiet, they're there. Our guides are there. Our angels are there. Our loved ones are there. Ancestors. The incredible number of beings that love us from all our lives, from all our different planetary experiences, whether we've always been human or not human, it's the same place. And because we're human and because we are inside a body at this point, it makes it difficult for us to wrap our heads around sometimes the idea that they're not there. Mm-hmm. But I would put it to you that the most precious things in life are those things you can't see. They're the things you can't see, but are real. They're the things that you sense, that you feel, that never go away, that are always with you. Memories that make you laugh out loud, even though they were years ago. Experiences where when you meet that friend that all you have to do is say one word and they're right back there with you at that moment of hysterical laughter. All of those moments that are imprinted on our hearts, they're there forever. It's not a separation. It's not like they just go away. They just disappear. It isn't that. It isn't that at all. And so when we take a moment and relax into that place of prayer, or meditation, or quiet, and we listen for them, and we wait to hear them, and we wait to feel them, that we experience them. And so I would like to share with you one experience that I had for someone being on the other side, and how that experience has framed my understanding of the transition, of the connection. Okay, so when my father decided that he was no longer going to be on the planet, he let everyone know that he was going to stop eating and that he was going to allow nature to take its course. and he was going to pass away. And so we knew it was coming. And at one point, when I was sitting by his side, he started shooing me away. He started saying, "Shoo, shoo, shoo," and I was like, "Seriously, you want me to go away?" I don't think that's very cool. In fact, I'm kind of insulted. I'm kind of mad at you for that. Don't shoo me away. Don't really? Oh my gosh, we're gonna have words. And so, like, I left, and when I got home, I realized that he wasn't shooing me. He was shooing the angelic beings that were coming for him to cross.
Mm.
And so I knew that he was waiting to say goodbye to my brother who was flying in from Seattle. And so the next day, I went to see him and explained to him that my brother was coming, but he probably wouldn't be there until the next day. And I leaned into him and I said, "Daddy, tell me what you see." Because at that point, I understood that he was in between.
Mhm.
He had one foot in and one foot out, and that he could see heaven. He could see what the other side was. And so I leaned and I said, "Please, can't you just tell me what you see?" like, like share the mysteries of the universe with me right now in this state of dying. Well, he didn't. He was asleep. He was quiet. And then my brother came and he saw my father. And about 20 minutes after he left, Dell left, my father died. And so we prepared for the memorial. There were two different kinds. There was a Muslim burial and a Christian memorial, and different languages and people and processes and procedures, and very unique, very, we're going to do what? He wanted to do what? Because all of his wishes had to do with his Mediterranean upbringing. It had nothing to do with things that we were used to seeing under those circumstances. And I remember I had about 3 days after he crossed, I woke up from a absolutely deep sleep, very deep sleep. I woke up to the sound of incredible laughter. And I want to go back just a little bit because right before that laughter, I was in a car in my dream with my father. And he was asking questions right and left. And he would like, it was like so fast. And I couldn't answer all of his questions before he'd have another question coming out. And I said, wait, daddy, it's you and me. And we're together right now. And he said, yes. And then he said, do you want to see what I see? He put his hands on my shoulders, and I felt like a bungee cord when it retracts back up. When it comes back up, okay? This uplifting, strong pull that was incredible. I'll never forget the wink in his eyes. I'll never, forget the love in his movements and in his tenderness and saying, "Do you want to see what I see?" Because the laughter that woke me was mine. I was so full of joy. I was so full of love. I was so full of beauty and music and creativity, and I was like, I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to wake up. I wanted to go back there. I wanted to be back there with him. I wanted to see more. And what that experience taught me is it's real. We're still connected. We're always connected with those that we love. The choice of how we experience them is up to us. So what we do with the human side versus the spiritual side and the reconnection side is still all up to us on whether or not we are seeing them, feeling them, sensing them, hearing them. And so I just really wanted to encourage everyone to know that they want to help heal our broken hearts. So if there's a wound, if there's a heart that is aching and missing and longing for that connection, for that unique and solitary and beautifully loyal, loving connection, that you can still feel that in that space of prayer or dream or meditation. I know because Daddy told me. And my daddy was never wrong. So, hey, what can I say? So I hope that I am bringing to you some words of encouragement that inspire you to lean into remembering all the magic of love. Lean into all of that incredible power of strength and confidence and silliness and humor, all those things, the music, the dancing, all of it. Let that energy fill your heart back up so that it mends, so that it can be whole and be strong again and vibrate and even feel like you're in love again. Because those are options all for us. That's what Spirit wants for us. That's what our loved ones want for us. And that's what they told me to tell you. So I hope that you understand. Oh my gosh. I hope it doesn't sound like a Looney Tunes. So in today's meditation, we will invite our loved ones to become present. If you're not in a place right now where that's a good option, I invite you to join us on another day where you feel stronger. But please know that the love they have for you wants to help heal you in the event that you are feeling ache or longing or heartbreak. It's available for you, and all you have to do is ask for it. So from here, that's my story. I would like to pass the baton to one of our other beautiful co-hosts. Let's see, who do we want to have tell their story? Who Hey, it sounds like it's all over the place. I know. I wish I had one of those randomizers.
Spirit is that way. Spirit is that way.
Go this way. Go that way. Okay. Let's do Ron. Please, Ron. Will you share your story of how you know love exists on the other side and how you've experienced it, and share that with us? Would you please do that for us?
I have so many. There's so many. The one that really impressed me is my mom. My mom, because I had the experience of this thing. I'm the only son. There's no sisters. There's no brothers. I'm the only one. So when wow. Hello. He's calling you.
I know, I'm in England. And what's weird is I silenced that. We're gonna let Rosaire come on and join us. So sorry. I'm gonna walk this down the hall.
Yeah. My mom is calling you.
I know, right? It's my dad. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. Calls from heaven. That is so cute.
Yes.
That is so cute. Welcome, Rosaire.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been here from the beginning.
Oh no.
Oh.
Pardon? You went on and I was still backstage. So I just figured, she'll figure out I'm here. But it's okay. I heard everything. So
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
You were right. I had to install whatever. What did I Google Chrome to get onto the system. So I
Okay.
started before 7, but I didn't finish. So
Oh, okay.
I just
Awesome.
finished.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's
Yes.
great. Good,
Okay.
good.
So, Ron,
Yeah. The phone rang. And my mom used to
Robin
call.
calling.
Yeah, my mom and me had a very the gift of telepathic gift. Okay, when she called, I knew it was her, or when I called, she knew it was me. It was so obvious, like between us. But we didn't talk about that stuff because at the time. So, uh, why am I talking about my mom? I had so many experience with people, loved ones on the other side, but my mom was very special. I got a call like I'm 3.5 hours away from where she lived. Okay. So I got a call that my mom's in the hospital. Oh boy. So I rush. There goes the phone again.
I threw it down the hall. I swear I did. I threw it as far as it would go.
Mom. Okay.
Oh,
So, so I got a call that she was in the hospital, and that was from one of her friends. And I said, okay, I'm going down. I'll get there. Okay. So I got to Ottawa. That's in Canada. Anyway, uh, I went to see her and she was in the hospital. And she looked good, like talking, joying because there was other family members there. And she was like all joyful because she's this family member she hadn't seen for a long time. But I got there like on a Monday. So when I saw her there, um, because the other one told me that my mom had cancer, so I knew beforehand. And when I saw her there, I just started crying. And she said, "Oh my God!" So everybody left the room and left me alone with her. Okay, so I spent the week there with her, like sitting in a friggin' hospital chair beside the
mhm.
bed. It's very it's not comfortable. I can tell you that. Okay. Um, the last night, that, that's during the week there. I got there Monday, so I'm talking about Thursday. Thursday, I said, I think I'm going to stay here tonight, the whole night. Because I don't know, it's the feeling. Probably I knew it. Okay. So I stayed there. I was holding her hand. She was, well, she was she had this mask on the were oxygen because of cancer, the lung cancer I'm talking about. A mask that gives you oxygen. Okay. I had to clean her mouth all the time because it goes all white all around here. That's what it does. People that go through that. So while holding her hand, we got a lot of stuff talked about. Now we talked about who's my real father. Wow, I got the answer 50 years later, at least. So that's why this one really, really hit home. She told me because I knew it, but nobody talked about it. And I said, she told me who he was. So, and there, she's, I know this all the time. I knew it. I said, he's not my real father. Who's my real father? And she spilled the beans. So she told me. Eventually, we talked about all kinds of things. So I stayed there the night. She didn't want me to stay, but I stayed. And I was sitting in the chair holding her hand. I remember we were in the small hours of the morning on Friday. It was a Friday, December 8th, 2000. So I was sitting there holding her hand, and I could feel it. Sort of like, a little bit dozed off, but I woke up at the moment there. She took her last breath, and I felt it like that was it. The whole thing stopped. So then I felt her sending me a message through me holding her hand. I felt excitement, joy, party time. Like she saw people that I hadn't seen for a long, long time. And I'm sitting there getting all these messages, but I can't. I can't. At least I'm alone with her at the moment. Okay, when that happened. So after she passed that night, the nurse. I said I went to see the nurse. I said I think my mom's passed. So she comes and sees me. She takes her. Uh, I believe it's her ring or her watch. Okay, she had a watch on. Okay, she untied the watch. She gave it to the like, and I'm sitting there. What are you giving me that for? Like it just happened. But that's I think that's what they do right away. I don't know, like so that you might not think about taking her watch off her arm or something you might want to keep. So she gave me her watch, and I'm sitting there for a while looking at my mom's body. Uh, uh, that's the message she gave me, and I've never forgotten. But I'm lucky because I had a near death experience, so I have a knowledge of the other side. Okay, I've seen it, I felt it, and I know what I've seen and I felt on the other side. So I know what you know everything once you're up there. You're connected to it, knowing everything. So, uh, but I remember more of it when that happened, sort of. Is it? So then I said, "Oh Jesus, I can't talk to anybody about what I just been through. I couldn't talk about it because her friend. I knew that if I said that, she wouldn't understand, or my family wouldn't understand what I just the message that came through my mom holding her hand. So I couldn't talk about it. I never could talk about it, except it took me a long several years. I still can't tell my family about it.
Mm.
My intuition is so strong. I know things. I know them. They're not ready to hear something like that. They're not there. If and I had to talk to somebody that I can trust what I'm saying. So the first one was my wife when I got married. Later on, I told her about that. And she goes, okay, she understands. But there's special people I could tell that, like you guys, but not my family. you know. So my mom comes around all the time. When I do readings, she does come around. I can feel her, but that's because I'm close to her. I'm closer to her uh, with her now than I was on Earth
Hmm.
because we had issues, things that we went through.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but how do I heal from that? I'm not saying I didn't grieve for her passing. I did, but I had I don't know, this knowing because I had a near death experience, so I know that she's there. I've seen her in my dreams. Uh, that's not the other one. I even see my grandfather appear in my dream. He passed, and I wasn't there for his funeral. I love my grandfather because my grandfather used to put me on his knees and tease the hell out of me all the time. So, that's the way they were. So anyway, he passed, but he died when he was 77 years old. And what hit me is that I he appeared to me in coming through a field, walking towards me, and I had to look twice almost and say, "What? That's my grandfather?" He was about 45 years old.
Mhm.
Showed up in my dream, younger, like he wasn't sick at all. So that blew my mind. But when I saw my dreams like that, so anyway, uh, how do a person heal from that? I have to say, you still have to grieve. You're human, and you still have to go through the grieving. Okay, but uh, if you get a sign or somebody shows up in your dreams, these people show your loved ones showed up. they love you beyond unconditional love. Like it's so powerful. Uh, it's so powerful. I can't even put words to it. I got a taste of that stuff. I got the taste of the unconditional love. Um, they don't hold anything against you. They don't. They're not in the same energy as you were when you were on Earth. When they were on Earth here. So they're whatever their clothing that they had when they were on Earth is not the same. Over there, there's no barriers, there's no limit, there's no ego, there's no pointing fingers. You are honored uniquely for who you are, and you don't need anybody to say, "Well, yeah, maybe this guy's a good guy," or this. No, there's none of that. It's just a celebration,
Mhm.
big celebration. I can't put it in other words. But I went through a lot of healing for other things, especially I I think that the healing starts when you look at the inner child that you are, because the inner child has a lot of heartaches, a lot of wounds from the heart that come from there. You grow up with them, you don't realize it, and you become an adult. When you become an adult, your child follows you. Your little boy, little girl follows you, but he still has that little program. The wound is still there. So you need to give that little boy, that little girl a hug, and only you can do that. So the healing starts for me. The healing starts with the inner child, the little boy, the little girl. I don't know. Some people grieve so long, so long. I don't know. So that's all I can for now. That's my message or my story on that. I have others though, pretty dramatically, But like I would say, I had an ex-girlfriend who committed suicide. And when somebody commits suicide, that is so hard to come back from that because you think, oh, maybe I should have did this, or maybe I should have been there, or maybe I should have did this or that. You question yourself, even though you weren't there, even though it's not your fault, but you still question yourself, and you go through headache, and it nearly takes your whatever. It really, I went through hell for that, but I should have went to see a specialist, but I didn't. All I did it with my own spirit, my own mind, and it took me years to get through that because of another reader. 35 years, at least 35 years before I got through that. I went to see a reader and I said, I have something that hung up on me because it's not healed yet. It's like the question, why, why does the person commit suicide? So this other reader, uh, while reading, the my ex girlfriend showed up and told me she showed up and showed herself like full of holes. Those were wounds in the soul because of whatever I don't know. I didn't know that she had these things. She didn't talk to me about them. Okay, so I had myself wounds myself. So when I got that message about that image, it relieved me because I understood. Because the words were, no matter how much love you give to a person, that's it's like a glass of water, a glass full of holes. You pour water, it just goes right through it.
Mhm.
And
So
that's
do you think she still has had healing of her own
yeah,
that maybe now she doesn't have those holes?
yeah. She's got the pink color healing where she helps others uh, through issues about suicide, things like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we invite her to join us in the meditation today?
Yeah, her name is Claudette.
Claudette?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Awesome. So we'll ask Claudette to join us with her healing energy as well, with her heart energy.
Okay.
And ask that, that she can help us with the broken hearts or with hearts that need healing. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a difficult subject. So I'm just really honored that we have, this panel of people that's willing to share it because it can be so intimate. It can be so emotional. And I'm just so grateful that you guys said yes to coming. So as we put on the mystery wheel and we go, who's next? It looks like it's Tourette.
Hey,
Yes, we've been waiting all over. Up there.
Well, I'll go with my first.
Okay.
I'll start with that.
Okay.
I was asked to clean my uncle's house. And then I stayed there for about a year. But before I went in, it was like the first night I slept over. And I asked my uncle if he was okay with me being there. And I had taken things out of the house. And it's like I needed some answers. Now, this is an uncle that was passed about 40 years ago. And when it happened, that was a close uncle, like someone I saw every day before going to school, like when I came after school, he was a close uncle.
Mhm.
So anyways, to say that night I was in his bedroom, that's where my bed was, in his bedroom, and I'm looking at the entrance of the bedroom, and there's a little hall, and there's the other bedroom, and there's the bathroom. And I'm just looking at that, and it's like, Uncle Emil? And I see him standing there. And I was asking him these questions, and he had a saying, and he used to say, "Bye, Gio." So I couldn't deny that was him because he said, "Bye, Gio." And I thought, okay, and when you have to pinch yourself because you don't really think that this was a long time ago. So I'm there and I'm asking questions. I'm saying, are you okay with me doing all this work to the house and cleaning it and me staying here? Bye, Gio. It's beautiful to see you again. And it's like the tears are coming down and it's like, oh my God. And I'm thinking, am I really seeing him? It was my first time. And it's like, is this real? And he says, well, bye, Gio. And he kept on saying that every time that he spoke to me. So it's like, it's him. So anyway, so when I think of him, and after that, I used to look at pictures of him and I, or things that we would do, and it would remind me of him. The saying, bye, Gio, would come in, but how happy the memories I got to have with him. Not the sadness that he was gone, but how it put a smile on my face.
Mhm.
That's how I was able to help my heart at the same time to say, oh, you're gone, but at least I've got something of you and you've got something of me. And I knew that he was there.
Yeah.
So it was so nice. Now, last week, something happened. That's why I'm bringing him up. I'm at this house cleaning. And while I'm in the closet, I'm looking at something and I'm just painting and I'm doing something. And it's like, by Gio. And I thought, by Gio, why my uncle's here? Then I'm looking around to see if I could see him, which I didn't. But it's like, by Gio, do you remember? And do I remember? It's a same house as his. Same thing. And I'm looking at it. I said, oh my God, it's your house. It's like a duplicate of that house. I didn't see that before. And it's like, and I felt so good that he came back and he was telling me, you're safe again.
Mhm.
it's like, so anyway, that's my story.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, was your uncle's name Gio?
No, his name was Emil.
Emil. Okay.
Yeah. But that was his saying, by Gio. What
Hi,
it means,
Gio.
I have no idea, but he used to say it.
Hmm. So
And he
can
said
we
it all the time before starting a phrase.
can we invite Emil to join us today too?
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a wonderful story. I just absolutely adore the connections and
Yeah.
the being open to feeling them, to recognize them, to have that awareness and that sense of quiet that you can actually know that, yeah, that's what that is. That's Emil. He's sharing with me at this house too. If you're around others when things like that happen, they kind of think you're a little goofball, but it's okay. It's all good.
They're used to it now.
That's the sign when she saw both houses.
Yeah.
Summer houses.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kurat. I so appreciate it. Who would like to go next?
So I can go. I'll make it quick because I'm sitting here trying to decide who am I going to talk about.
You know how many? You have an entourage.
I do have my garage, and it started off with one person, but I want to talk about my grandmother.
I thought so. I knew it.
The reason why I'm going to talk about her because she passed when I was about 8 years old, and talk about holding on to grief because I am in my late 30s, 40s, and I remember when she passed, for the funeral, I was young, and they said, go up to the casket to see her. And I told them, no, I'm not going because I don't know who you have in that casket, but that's not my grandmother.
Aw.
And everybody was like, yes, it is. I was like, I don't know who that lady is, but she's not, right? So then we go to something had happened to me, and my mom took me to the hospital. And in the hospital, there's a lady sitting directly across from me. And this lady is the image of my grandmother.
Mm.
I poked my mom and I said, oh, you buried the wrong person. And she says, what? And she says, that's because my grandmother's name was Monica, but we call her Tanti Monica. I call her Tanti Monica because all my older cousins, she was their aunt, so they called her Tanti Monica, and it got stuck with us, her grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's Tanti Monica over there. I said, you buried the wrong person. Go talk to her. And for years, I grieved her because I was her everything.
Mm.
I was everywhere with her. I would go to work with her. We had so much fun together. And I think when I got to my teenage years, I blocked it out, right? But then as I got older, and I never really dreamt her until I got old, and she came into my dreams one time, and I was so excited because I was like, I never dreamt her, and here she is. But she stayed a distance. And I always wondered why she stayed a distance. She didn't say anything. And I think she was just letting me know she's there watching, because her presence in my dreams was more of a protector, a guardian. She was very serious, just watching. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I joined the founders community, and Kate and I had met, and Kate had brought her in one time. And ever since Kate brought her in, she comes a bit more frequently, and she brings in my great grandmother as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is now they come in closer, but they always look at me and smile. And the smile is, again, it's letting me know that we're here. We have your back. And I'm glad about that, because no one really ever talks about them, because we've been taught when you die, that's it.
Mm.
But I have one particular cousin who I reconnected with, and every time I speak with her, she brings up my grandmother's name. And I love it. I just continue just chatting about her. She's like, yeah, Tanti Monica was the best. She made sure she took care of me. She made sure I never wanted for anything. And I have my own memories where she kind of spoiled me, because if I didn't want cooked food, I had a bucket of snacks. If I didn't want to cook food, I can go have my snacks. But I think now that I am at a place where I have a better understanding of life and transitioning, I
Mhm.
think she's more comfortable. They are, because I've never ever dreamt my great grandmother either, but they are more comfortable coming in just to let me know, hey, we're still here. Both of us are watching you. And I smile every time. And when I'm down, or sometimes like I'm feeling, because I lost my brother too, I'm feeling a little whatever. And I'll just call on them and say, hey, I said, I need a hug. I need a hug. I can't. I need a hug. And it is the weirdest thing to describe. It's not like you and I hugging, but there's this energetic wrap, this energetic embrace. And I was like, wow. I didn't believe that I could feel that.
Mhm.
So that's why I love that we're doing this, to let everyone know that, oh, whoever comes to the show and maybe can pass it on, death is not the end of it.
No.
And once we are at a place, yes, we have to go through the process of grief, but you don't have to go through it alone, right? That's why you have your guides, you have your angels, you have the support system.
Mhm.
When I just jumping off of my grandmother for a bit, when I lost one of my best friends, this guy, and I was devastated. I was going into depression. I was only 120 pounds, and I think I was down to 80 something pounds.
Oh my gosh.
That's how much weight I lost, because I was depressed. And one day I was in the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, this is not me.
Mm.
And I stood there and I said, God, I said, I don't know what's happening. Please help me get out of this. I don't know what's happening to me, but this is not me. And no lie, I want to say maybe within the same week, I started to feel the life come back into me. And I got out of that depression because, one, I wasn't willing to continue doing it alone.
Mhm.
I knew there was God. Well, I'll just say God, but whatever you want to call, creator, source, whomever, your angels who are willing to come in and help you take that burden off for you. So
Right.
don't feel like you just have to do it alone. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Akela. So we have Tanti Monica.
mhm.
And what other name do we put down?
Well, I have to put my brother Sonny in there, of course.
Okay.
And then the gentleman I spoke about, his name is Dwayne.
Dwayne. Okay. Awesome. It's getting awfully warm. I don't know if the rest of you are feeling like it's getting awfully warm, but it is getting warm. Okay. I can sense, I can feel the vibration. I can sense that they're here, that they're happy, and that they're, shining. Okay. That energy is like coming out, and I'm like totally feeling it. I'm in the Sierras and it's cool here, and we've had snow last week, and I feel like I need to turn on the air conditioner. So something definitely is happening with all of our entourages coming together for this moment, and I'm so excited. So, Rosaire, would you like to?
Who's next?
Yes, please.
Well, I think I'm going to start with a cute story, because I think sometimes the connections with those who've passed can be, you can have a little fear, or don't totally understand it because you're not in that realm. You're in the earthly realm. But my brother and I were compiling a history of our family back about 2 generations, probably back to like 1860. And he had done a lot of research, and I had done research, and so it was. He said he had finished writing his section, and he said, "Will you please read it?" Well, days passed, and he called me again. He said, "Will you please read it?" And I said, "It's 11:30 at night. You really want me?" He said, "Fine." I said, "Okay, I'll read it." So I get on the computer. He had sent it to me. I start reading. The house is dark. It's like, and all of a sudden around me, I smell cigar smoke.
Ooh.
Okay. I smell, like it was nobody in this house smokes, especially cigars, but the fragrance was just overwhelming. And then I knew the presence, like three of my uncles who I loved, who had passed years earlier, were there, and they were reading over my shoulder, and they were agreeing. It was like I knew, I mean, we were communicating. They were enjoying it. They were so happy someone had done the research and were reading it. And it was really, so I told my brother, who's like probably non-believer, I'd have to say. And I said, listen, they were here. They said, you got it. And, take it for what it's worth. But they also brought in, there's an Italian cigar that's called a Stogie. It's like, smells horrible. So it's so distinctive. There's no doubt that they were there because they were all smoking. There's
Wow.
30s. Wow. So that's my uplifting story. And I just, it's like an affirmation.
Yes.
It's an historical affirmation that they're with you. And that, I didn't even call them in. They were anxious to read and to see what we had said about them.
Mm-hmm.
The other story I have is my mother, and my mother passed, but she's always with me in the kitchen. She's always here. So I never fail in cooking because she always guides me. But my father and my brother, my oldest brother, who passed away, they both died in hospice, and they both had horrific cancers. My father had mesothelioma, and my brother had lung cancer. And so at their ends were not sweet. They weren't the Hollywood version. They were the reality version of what death is. And so unfortunately, there were a lot of unresolved things that, between my father and between my oldest brother, the things that didn't get said that should have gotten said. And it was just that they slipped through away in that stupor of morphine or whatever they give them to control the pain, and you don't really have the person there with you. And if it takes weeks, it takes weeks. Since their deaths, they've come in, and my father especially, and he's apologized, and he said I just didn't understand. I didn't know what I know now, and I just want you to know that I'm sorry and that I love you, and that I'm really your life has made me very happy. Which, we all make life choices, and sometimes your parents don't agree with them, right. But that affirmation from him was so uplifting.
Yeah. Sometimes
I really do think it takes someone's passing to the spiritual realm for them to really understand, like a child or a spouse or whatever, maybe that they dealt with them the wrong way. And I think that's a good message too. We're here to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to know.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
How wonderful.
Yes.
So what names am I putting down for you, Rosaire?
Well, you could put down, my father was Sam and my mom was Jenny. So, and my brother was Joe. And they still are.
They still are. The humanness of our own filters of who we want our children to be, who we want our, friends and associates, and, that filter that says, oh no, you're not supposed to behave like that. You're supposed to behave like this. And I want you to behave like this because that's who I think you really are. Is a really difficult part of being human. It's that piece that says, let them be who they are. Allow them to be who they are, not who you want them to be. Don't be disappointed when they do something that doesn't line up with who you think they should be, but allow them the grace and the space to be and learn and walk their journey for whatever it is they need to be taking care of. Being a parent, being a child, being a spouse, all of those different hats that we put on all come with those filters of, examples that we grew up with, of influences that we strove for because that's what it looked like on TV, or that's what the neighbors had and we didn't. All of those funny, quirky human pieces that can filter and make things a little complicated when really we all have our own journeys to go through. And how we go through is a choice of whether or not we're choosing joy or whether or not we're choosing fear and doubt and worry. And it can be an entire lifetime of journey before someone wakes up and says, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so to even know that now, even to hear it now is such an affirming and validation, and and knowing that they can see your heart, knowing that they can see and that they can realize that maybe they didn't allow, maybe they didn't understand. And that is the quandary. That is being human, right? We all have those things. Well,
Mhm.
some of us do. Some of us don't.
Can I add something about?
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it, but about animals.
Yes.
Animals that have passed.
Yep.
The same as a loved one, because our animals, we love them, just they're like children to us.
Yes.
So I lost a dog in 2023, and she came back a week later. She's not in the house, and I heard her whining in the kitchen. And I'm not the only one that heard it. I was in this room. My wife was in the other room. We both heard it at the same time, really, really loud. And then when we talked, me and my wife talked about it, and she was all emotional about it. And she said, I got something to say. And I said, huh? She started talking about it. I said, I confirmed. I heard the same thing. But I thought, I forgot to talk about it. But I knew it was her because I know my dogs found, my wife also. But it just goes to show you, when we confirmed that, I had already started healing my heart because,
Right.
and it was, I mean, we're talking about only a week later or
Right.
weeks later. So animals are the same thing.
Yeah. Still with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my I know now because I've seen my beloved dog is with my mom. So my mom's taking care of it. The other ones too.
We can invite your dog to come too if you like.
Jenny.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll invite Jenny. So we have two Jennies. We have two Jennies that are going to come in. And one of the, I'll just share this real quickly and then we'll go into the meditation, unless you guys have something else that you want to share. And I had a strange light bulb moment when during a church service where John was the organist, and the minister was talking about how they had rolled away the stone and that Mary was looking for Jesus on the road, and that she was asking everybody, have you seen him? Have you seen him? Have you seen him? And she actually encounters him. He's there right in front of her. He's right in front of her. And she says to Jesus, have you seen him? Do you know where they've taken him? I need to know. I need to go there. I need to be near him. Do you know where he is? And he says, Mary, it's me. I'm here. And she says, no, you don't understand. They've taken him away. And I just, and that level of grief that blinded her from seeing what was right in front of her. And then he says, listen to my voice, and you will know it is me. And that in that moment, in those 2 sentences or 3 sentences, I was like, oh my gosh.
Mm.
Even in the Christian biblical story of Christ's resurrection, they're talking about listening for your loved one. Don't count on your eyes. Don't count on what everybody else is saying or where they're looking or what they're doing. Your loved one is with you.
Mhm.
And all you need to do is listen for their voice. I just had to share that because it's coming up on Easter, and I love that. I love that little light bulb moment for me. I don't know. I don't mean to be a minister and blowing anybody out of the experience, but that was powerful. That was very powerful, and I never heard any minister, pastor, clergy ever bring up the point that he said, "Listen to my voice. I'm right in front of you." And so for me, that was like, oh, magic. We have a hint. Hello. Door number 1, please. Door number 1. As far as his messages that come through when we're ready to hear them, messages that come through when we're open to receiving them, have those light bulb moments go off, have that exciting moment of realization that there's so much more than what we can see and touch. Okay, there's so much more. And really all we have to do is be aware of it and ask for it, and then celebrate and know that it's real, because everything that has meaning cannot be seen. Everything that lasts forever cannot be seen or touched. It's within you. It's within your heart. And it's with what you share with those that you love and those that love you. And so I am just so thrilled that we could spend this time. Thank you to my awesome panel. My wise sages, all you beautifuls. So
you guys are talking about Jesus, and I had the experience with Medium Kin in a healing circle where Jesus showed up, and I was in shock. Like, I had a near-death experience when I was a kid, but I didn't see Jesus. I didn't see Jesus. I saw unconditional love, loved ones, other things, but not Jesus. But I knew he existed.
Yeah.
And that time, as an adult, that was about 2-3 weeks ago, he showed up right in my face. I go, what? I couldn't. And then he had a smile and he had the crown on his head. The crown, they put him when you crucified him.
Mhm.
But he was all in white. And he was like coming closer, and then he started to go up like this, like up, raising up like that. And I tried to figure out what he's trying to say to me. And the first thing that came to mind, Christ consciousness. I mean, I could hardly talk about that after that. Like, I tried to tell the group, and I choking up. The emotion was so strong, it was in my throat. I had problems saying, I just saw Jesus, Christ consciousness, and how he showed up, and I had problems talking about it. I just choked up. Give me a second, taking my breath, trying to do a little bit more until I got it out, and I felt relieved that I could explain that.
yeah, it's amazing.
It blew my mind completely.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Ron. So I'm going to start the meditation, and I just want to make sure I have everything set up here. Yeah, I think I do. Okay. So before we get started, we're going to ask that you guys take a comfortable position. And we begin by asking Source, our guides and angels, and all our loved ones through all our lifetimes to join us in a spiritual exploration, to form a protective filter that only allows the highest forms of love and loving energy to be with us. And so with grace and gratitude, We acknowledge all the gifts of love that have been given to us and that are being given to us now. And so it is. I also want to let you guys know that in this opening of the meditation, that I will be paraphrasing some information that was on an email from Kyle Gray. So if it sounds familiar, then you'll understand why, if you had it as well. So let's settle into a comfortable position and start by taking a deep breath. You can close your eyes if you want to, or just lower them, whatever you're comfortable with, that allows you to fully focus inward. You can see you want to breathe in a slow breath. We'll breathe in compassion and release discomfort. And we'll breathe in joy and breathe out any stress. And breathe in, unconditional love. And breathe out any fear. And as you settle into this comfortable feeling, allow the transformational energies, even through your breath, to envelop you. You are safe. You are blessed. You are love. Know now that angels are swirling near you, watching your life at this time, ushering positive, uplifting, and heartfelt experiences to remind you in every moment that love is real. Allow yourself to be open to healing, to receive and experience a true connection. Your heart space is open, and any barriers or shields that have been in place are now falling away. If you find yourself nervous, know that this is not only a sign that you would like to experience it, but also that it is something that your energy system really needs. Your angels are guiding you to begin seeing yourself as loving and deserving of love. Know that you have so much goodness and light to offer others and the world. Know that you are also being encouraged to know that the world wants to see you, to know you, to understand your heart. All of this is only possible with your permission. And so, with your permission, we invite our angels to sit with us, our guides, to join in the circle, our ancestors and loved ones, to join in and embrace within the energy the love they have for us. The love that says, I know your voice. The love that says, please laugh again, because it lifts my heart when I hear it. Please sing in the shower, because we dance when you do. Please dance again in the kitchen because we love seeing the love you share when you hold each other close, when you look into their eyes, those beautiful eyes that say everything and nothing, that humor that sometimes feels that it is a secret code only between the two. The silliness, the playfulness, the willingness to allow you to be exactly who you are in every moment, without judgment and only support. Knowing that all is good, all is well. That lightness of being, the ease in which you express your love, demands a full and open heart. And so joining us now, joining us to hug, to soothe, and to remind you of how much you are loved, even now. We invite them to come. And so we invite Claudette to come and be with us. And we welcome Claudette and we thank her for all the love that she has shared in all of her existence. And we welcome Emile. And we invite Emile and thank Emile for all his love with every breath and throughout all existence, bringing that perfect love to us. And we invite Tanti Monica. And as that smile comes into the view, that warmth, we say, yes, please, welcome. Join our energy of love. That hug, that smile, that joyful laugh. And know that she is welcome here and that we are so grateful for all the love that she shares even now and has been sharing for all this time and for all time to come. And with Tanti Monica, we see Sunny. And Sunny, so welcome. Thank you, Sunny, for being with us, for bringing your energy, your vitality, your spark, your love. Thank you, Sunny, for being with us and for loving us through all time. Unconditionally loving, seeing only the truest part of us, the real part of us, and loving us. And we invite Dwayne. As Dwayne joins us, bringing his light, bringing his strength and wisdom and the twinkle. That twinkle in his eye that says, only you are special. Thank you, Dwayne, for bringing with you the healing energy of love. That love that sustains everything, heals everything. That love that is so magical. And Sam. Hello, Sam. Thank you, Sam, for coming. Thank you for bringing with you your light and your love and that quiet, gentle energy to renew and refresh, to lift, to love. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for connecting with us, allowing that love to continue, allowing that love to be supportive and healing, transformational. And Jenny, beautiful Jenny. Thank you, Jenny, for coming, for being with us and allowing us to sense your energy and your love, your light, your strength. Thank you, Jenny, for your love through all the ages, through all the seriousness and lightheartedness. For being that strength and that rock, that love as the foundation that continues even now. And Joe. Hello, Joe. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I sense that Joe is a little shy, and there is just so much light here. And Joe joins us with his love, with his loving embrace. With that look that says so much without speaking a word. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for staying connected, for everything that you went through, to continue to give us your love, your light. And that beautiful Jenny dog, Jenny, the angelic Jenny, the one with the hopeful eyes, and dare I say, funny breath. Jenny, the one who will return, who is still loving you, sending you love, allowing you to feel her at your feet, by your side, running through a field, crying in the kitchen. How beautiful to be alive and experience all this incredible love that is so freely given to us. It asks nothing of us except for us to be who we are. to be open to receiving, to be open to be giving. Thank you to our ancestors. Thank you to our family members in this lifetime that have reappeared to let us know we are not alone. We will never be alone. And that all we need to do is ask. And they will make their presence known in a warm and gentle way. Because spirit in love is soft and quiet and gentle. And so we must be still enough and quiet enough to hear them and sense them and know that they are always with us, connected soul to soul forever. Thank you, Daddy and Mama. And so as I close the meditation with everything that I am, I hope that you will carry their love with you through the evening, through your dreams, through your days. Rejoice. Fall in love with your life. And know that they will be there, right there with you whenever you need them. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being with us. And now take a few more breaths, deep breaths, comfortable breaths. Feel that embrace. Let your heart be healed. And so it is. And that ends the meditation. So,
I like the part of the dancing in the kitchen. That was a good one.
dancing in the kitchen.
Dancing in the kitchen.
Thank you so much
Right.
for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And Akila, your grandmother?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She almost made my heart burst. She was just such a presence, so full of love.
Yeah.
You should never feel unloved.
Yeah.
Yes. She was amazing. She
Thank
is amazing.
Like I said, the room got really, really hot. It's still really, really hot. I'm like,
Oh my
okay. We are so connected. We're connected to everyone. Oh my gosh. Didn't I say Ramona?
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And Ramona was at the top of the list.
But you know what, Kate? Even though you didn't say her, I called her in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she was in.
oh my gosh.
Mama, she was in.
Oh my gosh.
I saw her as
Thank you.
like the cat. She loved cat mama. Loves
Yes,
cat.
she does. She
So
does.
the love through the cat is Ramona's love also.
Mm-hmm.
That's how.
And the message that I got too from Ramona was that there's something silly that the two of you shared, and she wants you to know that she sees that. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is. If it has to do with your writing or I don't know, perhaps a nickname. I'm not really sure what that is. But she wants you to know that she's always with you as well, Claudia. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I have it at the very top of the list for Ramona. And so thank you for bringing her, Akila, in with us and Ron. And just know that she is still very much connected to you.
Yeah, she communicates with you through your cat.
Through the cats.
Yeah, through the cats.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
there's
Awesome.
the love, through the cats. I don't know.
That's awesome. Anybody else want to add anything? Everybody good?
Yeah.
I hope you'll forgive me, Claudia. You think she was there. You knew she was there.
Oh, she's there.
Okay. All right. Well, then this concludes another Dream Detective show. And I wish you guys the best of holidays. I'm not sure when I'll be back on because of the surgery coming up with John and some construction that we're undergoing here at the house. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do a pop-up.
Will you give us a date? Will you make sure that we
Will the
have a
pop-up?
date? No, for John.
Good job.
Oh, for John. John's surgery is April the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 24th. I'll try and post something. I'm sure he's going to sail right through.
Yeah.
He's obstinate that way. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Love you guys. Okay, I'll see you soon.
We love you.
I love you. Okay.
Bye-bye.